Hello everyone. Today we'll revise the lesson Midnight Visitor written by Robert Arthur. Robert J. Arthur was a writer of speculative fiction known for his work with the Mysterious Traveler radio series and for writing The Three Investigators, a series of young adult novels. Ausible, a secret agent, is expecting a very important report. Another secret agent, Max, threatens him with a pistol demanding the report. Does Ausible outwit him? The story is about a secret agent Ausible who has spent an evening with a writer named Fowler who had expected that as he would be meeting a secret agent, he would be looking into a lot of adventure. But instead, he rather gets bored when he meets Ausible as the things that happened were exactly the opposite of what he had imagined. How Ausible gets rid of this unexpected guest proves his expertise as a secret agent. What actually happens whenever we think of any secret agent, then what happens? We imagine a person in black coat and a hat and a well built body. But here the case was completely opposite. Now we'll look the summary. We'll see the summary. The story is about a witty secret agent named Ausible. He was with a writer named Fowler throughout the evening, as Fowler was interested in spending time with a secret agent, but when he spends time with Ausible, he realizes that he is exactly the opposite of what he had imagined and that he was a bore. Ausible when told Fowler that he had been thinking wrong and that soon he would be looking at a report that would change the country's future. Then what happens? Then Ausible takes Fowler to his room, and when they entered the room, a guy with a gun named Max was standing in the room. Actually, what happens? Fowler was asking questions to this agent, this secret agent. Then, while doing this, Ausible tells him that he has a very interesting report which will certainly change the country's future. And to show the report, Ausible took this reporter to his room. But when they are reaching inside the room, what they see that another person named Max was standing in the room with a gun. He asked them to be comfortable until the reports about the missiles arrived in 30 minutes. Then Ausible tells Max. Actually, Max had come there to take the reports from Ausible. So Ausible tells him to relax because the reports were not with him and they were about to arrive in 30 minutes. As he was there to steal the reports. Max was there to steal the reports from Ausible. This was the first adventure out of many that Fowler had expected when he had thought of meeting a secret agent. Now Fowler was getting what he had expected. While they were talking, Ausible started with a story about how a guy had entered from the balcony last month below his room. He says that a guy last month had entered his room but he had used the balcony. Not unlike Max had used the door, but the guy who had come previously, he had used balcony. While this talk was going on, a sudden knock was heard at the door. Ausible said that it must be the police as he wanted them to check on him after some time because he wanted to make the reports that were coming in extra secure. When there was a knock on the door, when all these three people, Max, Ausible, and the reporter named Fowler, all these three were inside the room and they were waiting for the reports to arrive. Then there was a knock on the door. Then Ausible says that maybe the door is being knocked by the policemen because I had told them to keep a check on me. Max, pointing his gun towards them, said that he would be waiting in the balcony and that Ausible should send away the police, otherwise he would shoot them and even take the risk of being caught by the police. This thief Max threatens Ausible that I am going to hide in the balcony and what you have to do, you have to let the police go out. You have to send away the police, otherwise I will shoot you all and I don't care whether I get caught by police. As the doorknob is turned on, Max jumps out of the window and a loud scream is heard. The door opens and a waiter comes in and says that he has brought the wine that Mr. Ausable had ordered. Actually, the door was knocked by the waiter and he had brought wine which Mr. Ausable had ordered. He keeps the bottle, tray and glasses on the table and leaves. Fowler is surprised and asks him about the police, so to which Ausable replies that there was no police. Then Fowler asks that about the person who was waiting in the balcony outside the window. Then Ausable says there is no balcony either. This shows the quick wit of Ausable as he took advantage of the situation and made Max nervous, due to which he jumped out of the window without thinking and looking down. Max had full confidence in Ausable. He thought that there certainly must be a balcony and he jumped out of the window. He had jumped from the top floor of the hotel and would have possibly died. This is how Ausable outwitted Max and saved himself from a very dangerous situation. Now, if we talk about the theme of this story, we can say that the central idea of this lesson is based on Ausible's intelligence, that how he created a story about a non-existing balcony and he knew that who is on the door, but he turned to say police. He knew that it was a waiter. Then also he said police. He used his presence of mind and by this his perfect acting forced Max to believe him. Therefore, one should make use of his common sense and wit during such situations to come out as a winner. Thank you everyone for watching the video. In case you have doubt, ask me.